Hello YouTube. As you can see, I'm winding on yarn onto my loom, onto the sectional beam. This is a tension box. The yarn actually goes through it, and there's different pegs that keep the yarn under tension while I wind on. As you can see, there's 30 sections. I've already done some of the sections. I have 12 more to go, and then after I get done winding on, I'll be able to start threading the loom up. As you can see right now, what I'm going to do is turn the sectional beam a little bit. And what I have here is I have 48 threads that go through the tension box. They go through 2 different reeds, keeps all the strings in order. There's a total of 1,440 strings that I have to keep in order. And what I do is I create a loop. There's a string that is actually on the sectional beam that I'm hooking the 48 threads to. What I do is I loop it through the string that comes from the loom. And what I'm doing is I'm tying the strings together. And each section on here will have 26 yards of yarn. And I try to keep everything nice and neat and in order as I go. Each one of these sections is 2 inches wide. I'm threading the loom up. There'll be 24 ends per inch. So each one of these sections has 48 threads in it. And what I'm going to do is I wind this a little bit. This is a counter that keeps track of the yardage that I'm going to put on the loom. As it spins, there's a magnet over to the side, and it will advance. Every time this rotates 1 complete turn, it will count a yard. So I spin this. What I'm doing right now is making sure that the strings are centered. And I will spin this 1 time. And as you can see, the dial changed. It has a 1 on there now. What I'm going to do is, there's a crank on the end of the loom. I'm going to crank the sectional beam around 26 times. What I will do is I will spin this pretty slow so I can keep an eye on the threads and also on the counter. Right now it's saying 2 yards have been spun on. And I'll spin this until I get 26 yards on this particular section that I'm working on right now. And I'll spin this until I get 26 yards. And the counter right now is at 8, 9, 10. You can see I could spin it pretty fast. The strings are staying in order as they go through. And I'll spin this, like I said, until I get 26 yards on the loom. Round and round, see I'm at 20 now. So when I get to 25, I'll stop it for a minute. Okay, there's 25, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around here. Like I said, I keep all the yarn is in order, as you can see. Now, right now it says 25. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this until it says 26. Keep it in the center. Okay, there's 26. Now what I'm going to do is I have these blue strings already cut that I use. I have them blue so they stand out on the white strings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin this first reed so that the strings are now straight. And the strings go through these heddles. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this one bar down and it raises every other string. And I'll slip the blue string through. Now what I'll do is I'll push the other heddle and it will do the corresponding strings. And then I'll push this other end through here, and it's keeping everything in order so I can thread the loom up. Everything is in perfect order. And then I tie a knot in here to hold the strings in place. And of course, I won't leave the tail sticking out because it'll get tangled up on the next section that I have to do. And of course, whatever I cut off, I throw away. I don't let it just fall on the floor. I'm trying to stay neat. Now I'll spin this a little bit. You can see there's blue tape on here that keeps all the strings up so they're not flopping around. Excuse me. What I'll do is I'll pull this back a little bit, then I'll cut this off. That section is now done. Like I said, there's 48 ends in every section, except for the end 2. The end 2 will have extra strings to support the end threads. So the ends of the blanket will be stronger. As you can see, I have blue tape already cut. And then I'll tape this down. So, like I said, once I get all the sections done, then will do a video of showing how I actually thread the loom up.